Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and today we're going to do a Should You Pull video on the Gabranth banners that are just going to be coming up. So we've got a community stream tomorrow on Monday, and I believe the banners are either dropping the same night or the day after, but they're coming out really soon. So just to kind of show you guys what is going to be on the banners, so we're going to have Gabranth, BT, and FR. Layle is going to have a BT Plus and C90 rework. Paine is going to get a C90 rework. And then we're going to have Rude with the C90 rework, and then Steiner and Saz are just kind of side characters coming along. So in this video, I'm going to talk about if I recommend you summoning on this banner or not. Just a disclaimer on these, I'm not telling you whether you can or can't pull. This is just literally recommendations. So for people maybe that have limited resources, want to know like what is meta relevant, should I be pulling for these characters, things like that, right? So, and then also thinking about like what's coming out forward, are there going to be better things like that. So the first thing is Steiner and Saz. Those should not be pretty much a consideration for you when summoning for this banner. They're fine little characters you can bring along to parties, but they're not super meta relevant right now. Saz is always a nice little support character you can have. He does have some instant turn rate moves and things like that, but like he's not the craziest. He's doesn't get any reworks or anything with this. He's just getting force enhancements, right? So if you're looking for maybe a force enhanced character that's also support, I guess Saz would be there. But think of Saz and Steiner as like you're going to get them along for the ride, but they shouldn't be the reason why you're going to choose to summon, right? Rude, kind of the same thing. Rude, when he first dropped, was actually really insane. Basically, the way Rude operates, he's just an insane battery healing character. Like he's just constantly healing and battering like with everything he does. His damage output isn't going to be the craziest, but he is meant to be like a healing support. So Root you could definitely make use out of if you're lacking healers, if you're like a newer player you don't have that. But the way this guy operated when he came out, it was literally like he would take his turn, you'd be full healed and have like max brave like every time. He just like punches things like crazy, and then he does healing and all that. But once again, he shouldn't be the main reason you summon on these banners either. He's a character that if you get him along the side of something else, that's great. So then, the meat of the banner here, or the reason why you would maybe summon or not summon, is for Gabranth and Layle. And then Paine also is a pretty interesting character. So Paine is also getting a C90 rework. And the way Paine operates is she actually operates differently based on where she is slotted into the party. So if she is in the left spot of your party, which I believe is slot 1, she's going to operate fully as like a support battery type character. If she is in slot 3, which is the right side, she is going to be a full debuffer, like a mega debuffer. And I don't think she takes a lot of debuff slots up. I think it's only like one debuff slot, but then she's got a lot jam-packed into it, kind of like a Vieira's Punishment type thing. So her debuff ability is kind of crazy. And then if you decide you want to put her in the middle slot, she just gets a little bit of both, but they're not as potent. So if you're running Paine, I'm typically like an all or nothing type player. So I either want to run her full battery support or I want to run her full debuffing, right? I think a lot of people like her in that debuff role. And that's kind of how I think she's supposed to be meant to use with Gabranth, right? So she's definitely a cool character. A lot of people like her. I'm actually really excited for these banners because Paine is someone who I've never gotten her full kit before. And I think I'm going to pull and get her LD here and actually get to experience her. Actually, like Paine and Layle, I don't have their like LDs and stuff for. So I'll definitely be pulling to try to get that stuff just because I have a lot of resources to do it, right? Now, Layle is a launch-based character, and the way he operates with launch, that's a little bit more unique from other launching characters. You know, like Kaisa's whole thing is he kind of like... he does like the brave gains while attacking. He has party turn order manipulation, things like that. Well, the way Layle kind of operates is that when he launches, everybody participates in the launch no matter what the turn order is. So even if Layle is attacking and there's an enemy right in front of him, the whole party still gets to participate in the launch, which is pretty good. He gets more battery now, so that really helps him. So he does become like a much more potent launch character. Is Layle the best launching character in the game? I mean, power-wise right now, he actually might be, but the thing is a lot of people right now, if you're doing a launch, you're pretty much doing it with the cam combo, and you don't need Layle to do that. Now, if you're someone that's been wanting to do the cam combo, I know there's been some like newer players jump into the game recently, and they maybe got cam, but they literally don't have a call, like they don't have Rain's call, they don't have selfie, they have no way to like get the launching going. Then if you want to do the cam combo and you have no other launch options, you don't have Kais, you don't have any of that, then Layle is a decent pickup. You don't have to go full on BT with him or anything. If you just get his LD and enough to get him to be able to initiate launches and allow your party to launch, that could be good enough. Layle, I think, could be interesting as the primary. Like, if you go all in on Layle, right, and you green him, and you go crazy with him, and then you initiate with his burst effect up, while enchanting him for ice during Cam's FR, Layle probably can dish out some pretty good damage in there. So that could be an option for you if that's where you want to go. Gabranth, the way he operates is he's primarily just like a debuffing character. And now with his rework and everything, he's dishing out like way more damage. So he's a fairly good damage dealer, but his main role is debuffing and kind of shutting down the enemies and kind of punishing the enemies when they've got their debuffs on, right? That's kind of the way he operates. So I know some people are like excited to run Gabranth and Paine and like do a ton of debuffing. Like you can set up team comps, and Vincent's another good debuffer. So like Gabranth, Vincent, Paine, like running these insane debuffers. A lot of people like that strategy of basically shutting the enemies down through debuffing, where the enemies will still act, but they won't be able to do any damage to because they're so debuffed heavily, right? So if you like that playstyle of debuffing, Gabranth is one of the better debuffers in the game. So that's something to think about. So overall, do I think you should pull on these banners? In my opinion, I would say these are probably skips for me personally. I mean, I'm going to summon because I have the resources, but if I were, like right now, if I were someone that was limited on resources, I only had enough to pity one BT, and I'm kind of going from banner to banner, I'm doing a full skip here, because none of what's on here is super meta relevant, and I already have the Cam combo. Like, I can ride Cam, Machina, Penelo, like, for days and days and days and days and days. So if you already have, like, a really busted setup that you're beating Shinryu with, you don't need any of this, right? Now, once again, based on your box and your needs, if you need a launcher, you want to go for Layle, sure, go ahead and do it. If you like the debuffing strategy, if you like, a lot of people like Paine because she is a very interesting character because, you know, she operates differently based on the slot you put her on. I do think that's really cool. And I've actually really wanted Paine the last time she came out, but back then my resources weren't great. Now I have the resources to do it, so I'm actually kind of excited to have Paine. But I would say for like a low, like a player that doesn't have a lot of resources, I would say you're safe to skip these and like save your resources for something more like, to me, I think the next like BT character that like you'd want to green is maybe something like Charlotta. I think Charlotta is going to be probably the next best like green BT character coming out. And then for like an FR character, I think Luna Freya is going to be like the best one. Like the next one on the list that is like a pretty meta relevant character that a lot of people are going to pull for. So I would say if you have low resources, save for like Charlotta and or Luna Freya. That's what I would personally recommend you all do. If you have the resources to do it though, and you like these kits, none of these characters are like outright bad. Like they're all usable and very good if you use them correctly. It just depends on your box and what you want. But like I said, for someone with not a lot of resources, I would say you're safe to skip here. But if you got the resources, you like the characters, go for it. So anyways, guys, hope this helps. If you want to know more about the characters, the other way you guys can play it is this. I'm going to try to do guides on like all these characters, and I'll try to get them out pretty quick. But you can wait and watch my guides. I'll make sure at the very least my guides will come out when the banners are still live. Watch my guides. See if you like the way the character operates in battle. Look at the damage numbers they're putting out. I'll explain the kits more in depth. And then that can be another tool you can use in terms of should you pull. But if you just want the quick answer from me, I'm going to say skip. And save for Luna Freya and Charlotta. So anyways, guys, there you go. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.